This is way more bearable than a lot of his other content. This guy's talking sense. This guy's talking my language. Swing at Asmongold. Swing at Tectone. Swing at Nux. These people have to go.
That's the real.
Oh, so you're saying they're liars. Oh, so you're saying Trump's entire base and
once
supporters
you look at things
are all wretched fucking liars. But that's your position too. That's your position too. Well, the moment this ceasefire was signed, you didn't immediately drop to your knees. Stop kissing the fucking ground that Trump walks on. How dare you, Charlie? How dare you? Yeah, it's fine for a YouTuber to use their position to sell merch. It's not fine for the president to use his position to sell merch. So, guys, anyone that's been around for any length of time probably knows I'm not a massive fan of Charlie MoistCritikal Penguin Zero. Probably aware of this fact. I'm not a massive fan. Now, I am sort of interested in a couple of his new videos. I'm gonna watch some response, well, a response to his new videos as well, because he's uploaded 2 videos, one called I Can't Believe This Timeline, and the other called The Brainwashing Situation is Crazy. And at least the latest one, I know I've been sent the other one. I haven't looked at the other one yet, the I Can't Believe This Timeline one. But the Brainwashing Situation is Crazy one, I had a look at, and it is basically just a video of Charlie talking about how terrible Trump is, how terrible the Trump admin is, how corrupt it all is, and how much of a fucking joke it is. And so I was like, wow, I'm like shocked. I'm shocked and amazed. I'm blown away. I couldn't believe it. Charlie MoistCritikal Penguin Zero taking a firm position on literally anything. That's crazy. That hasn't happened in years. That hasn't happened in years. At least since Sneeko raped him over the coals for saying that 9-year-olds should be able to transition. At least since then. At least since then. So I'm kind of excited to see exactly where Charlie's coming down on this stuff. And I want to see TactikalTemplar, okay? For those who don't know, TactikalTemplar is this aging autistic man who runs a YouTube channel where he has like a blender model of a Templar and reads Bible verses and shit and does like culture war slop. And Tectone credits this guy for getting him into Christianity. Not like actually reading the Bible or anything, but watching TactikalTemplar videos of this like aging autistic man who uses a blender model of a Templar to make Christianity look like epic and Deus Vult on the internet, you know. Anyway, let's get into this. Let's get into this.
It's so crazy. It's so despicable, and yet it's stopped being surprising now. P. Diddy just got sentenced to 50 months in prison. Yeah, he got 4 years in
this first one.
That's it.
Well, I think it's more
basically the Jeffrey Epstein of the music industry gets away with a slap on the wrist. I mean, they're probably going to be supplying him with baby oil in the cell at this point. He just got 50 months in prison. That's it. And truthfully, I'm not even confident they're going to keep him incarcerated for the full 50 months. I don't even think he'll be in there that long. He'll be in and out of the slammer lickety split. I feel like it'll be like that scene in SpongeBob where SpongeBob and Patrick steal a balloon on free balloon day, so the cops like close the cell for a split second and tell him to, you know, scram. That's what I think's going to happen with P. Diddy here. This is just abhorrent. 50 months for the diddler. We got to start like looking into the judge here for a second to see if he got invited to the next freak off when he's like let loose. Because like, how is this even possible? Like, I had been keeping up with the case. I had already given you the update about the things that they found him not guilty on, which was
fucking ass off at these dick butt fart jokes.
You said
okay, here we go. Now this is what we want. No, this is more what we want.
Shit that Diddy did. Because it's all just fucking performative. It's not real. Because at the end of the day, justice wasn't really served. 4 years in jail for the diddler? The fucking baby oil behemoth?
Yeah, we get it.
That's unhinged. Like, Benjamin Netanyahu.
Okay, here we go.
The times we're living in. I also just saw today fucking Benjamin Netanyahu just openly stating in front of the whole world his plans on brainwashing because so many people are turning on Israel. So he was asked like what he plans to do about it. And you know what? Since I'm just yapping, I'm just gonna go ahead and go on this topic now too.
So this is just like baffling. I'm truly amazed we're living in a world where this is happening on a MoistCritikal video. He just like midway through one of his daily videos busts into and fuck Israel too. Okay, Charlie. Okay. Okay. Cool.
Curious about what's another game plan if we lose evangelical support for the state of Israel? What's our backup plan to be strong, like outside the diaspora?
Christian influencers. Okay, you said we talked about the woke right, and he said I call it the woke.
Dude, he's called the woke right. Netanyahu is saying woke right. What is going on, man? What is happening?
Yeah. You said we talked about the woke right, and he said I call it the woke Reich.
Okay.
That's a brilliant observation. The woke Reich, because these people, you know, they're not any different from the woke left. I mean, they're insane. They're loonies.
Yeah, that's his strategy. A galaxy brain chess maneuver here. Call everyone that doesn't support Israel Nazis. Whoa! Holy shit! This he's alting right now. Wow! So basically, if you're not, like, eating out of this guy's gooch and supporting Israel on everything, you're a Nazi.
To secure that part of our...
What's this Charlie guy's problem? This guy seems anti-Semitic.
That is being challenged systematically. A lot of this is done with money. Money of NGOs, vast. Money of governments, vaster. Okay? We have to fight back. How do we fight back? Our influencers.
Just in case you forgot, Israel literally pays influencers to suck their wiener and just be like these loyal little lapdogs to always just lap up whatever Netanyahu's gooch is sweating out. Like, it's unbelievable. And he's just being like...
This Charlie guy is like 2 seconds away from pulling up the Progressive Victory filings, no?
Super open about it. Like, he is just saying that in front of people's faces, and nobody seems to care.
And secondly, we're going to have to use the tools of battle. And the most important ones are social media. And the most important purchase that is going on right now is TikTok. TikTok, number one. Number one. And I hope it goes through because it can be consequential. And the other one...
So it's crazy just openly say this. Yeah, TikTok's getting bought by someone who's pro-Israel, so that's pretty awesome. Dude.
What's the other one that's most important? X. X. Exactly. Very good. And, you know, so we have to talk to Elon. He's not an enemy. He's a friend. We should talk to him. Now, if we can get those two things, we get a lot. And I could go on other things, but that's not the point right now.
Let's get on the phone to Elon. Let's sort out that anti-Semitism on Twitter.
Another warning for those without thinking caps on. Censorship. He's talking about censorship. Damn to free speech. Benjamin Netanyahu's got other ideas. It's something he's talked about plenty in the past. He's not exactly shy with it. He's very loosey-goosey with the censorship topic, and he's talking about it again. He recognizes how everyone sharing videos and information about the atrocities and all the slaughter of the Palestinians at the hands of the IDF is making people turn on Israel. So now genocidal freak is going up to Elon Musk. Oh, Mr. Musk, can we do something about like all these pesky voices sharing all of this? It's censorship. Super weird, by the way.
Oh, yeah, so true. I wonder how Charlie's degenerate, knuckle-dragging, fucking moron friend, Kaya Orson, feels about all of this. I wonder how he feels about all of this. Can we get Kaya on the line? They're not on the podcast together anymore, are they? Charlie quit all the podcasts after Sneeko raped him.
The way how a foreign nation seems to have so much pull over things happening in our homeland. Why can Netanyahu come out with his full ass on display talking about like how algorithms on the platforms here need to cater to him, and also he should be talking to Elon about Twitter so they can do something together in regards to like the people not liking Israel anymore and what they're having access to? Why is that? Like, that shouldn't be allowed, right?
Yeah,
like,
recommendations. Yeah, what is it? The educator... I can't remember the fucking name.
This guy gets to come in and, like, completely wash our fucking freedom of speech in order to fit his censorship agenda? Cool. How about no, Goober? Like, come on. This should be an outrage to everybody, but it's not. It's just not. And that's just the signs of the times that we're in. Like, I made a video the other day about Ted Cruz with his slip-up where he said to stop attacking pedophiles.
Senator Booker also said we should have bipartisan agreement. I think that's a great idea. We should have bipartisan agreement. How about we all come together and say, let's stop murders? How about we all come together and say, let's stop rape? How about we all come together and say, let's stop attacking pedophiles?
How'd you fuck that up? How does that happen? I didn't even see this. How does that happen? How do you do that?
I want you to look at what happened when the National Guard went to D.C.
Quite the Freudian slip. And as I said, there's no way he meant to say that. But he never corrects it or anything. No one points it out. And what he's talking about didn't pertain to pedophiles at all. His crime statistics were robbery, homicide, and rape. 2 out of 3 of those he covered previously. The last one, robbery, that doesn't relate to stopping attacking pedophiles. Like, those two don't connect. You can't put the square piece into the circle hole on that one. And I saw people saying that it was intellectually dishonest to paint it as anything other than just like an embarrassing flub. Which is fair enough, I suppose, because I'm not trying to make the claim that this is him fully admitting to things and he's going full mask off. Ted Cruz did, notably, reject the
Look,
release.
this is a fine video. This is fine. This is fine. This show me a clip of politics that I haven't seen before. Charlie's given some baseline takes, you know, but actually taking a position on it. It's like, okay, this is fine. This is way more bearable than a lot of his other content.
Of the Epstein files. Like, from all available information, it seems he has been against the release of the Epstein files, judging from his votes in regards to it. So I did pose that, here's a little food for thought. There may be a little something there, possibly, but overall, the video, I was just taking the piss out of it. That's really it. But that was somehow incendiary and made people mad about, like, oh,
so he made a video implying Ted Cruz is a pedophile. So, I mean, that's awesome. That's awesome. He made a video implying Ted Cruz is a pedophile, and he's like, why are right-wingers mad at me? That's awesome. That's a W.
There with his words is absurd. And I just don't understand how we've reached this point where you can't even, like, point out the absurdity of something so fucking preposterous like a politician saying, stop attacking pedophiles. It's crazy to me. But I saw people putting words in his mouth saying what he meant to say, stop defending pedophiles. But again, that doesn't fit with what he's actually talking about here in the full context of what's going on. So why is he even bringing up pedophiles in the first place? It's super fucking weird. That's all I was saying, and making fun of him for it. The same way I've made fun of other flubs and weird stuff from politicians, like Biden, when he talk about, like, kids rubbing his leg hairs and shit like that. But things have just changed so fucking drastically. It's a totally different ballgame. But I'm gonna harp on Ted Cruz for a moment, because I just don't understand the glaze. I don't know how he has fucking hog riders. I do not get the pedophiles that will defend him tooth and nail. When he himself has said that the reason he got into Congress 13 years ago is to defend the interests of Israel.
I came into Congress 13 years ago with the stated intention of being the leading defender of Israel in the United States Senate. I've worked every day to do that.
So you are an American politician whose sole purpose for being here is to defend the interests of a foreign nation. Here,
this is awesome.
Domestically.
No, this is peak.
I just don't know how that's not treasonous. I'm just going to say it. I don't get how that is not just, like, full-blown treason. I saw quite a few takes when it came out about Israel paying influencers for, like, positive PR and stuff, and people were tossing the word treason around in regards to that. This is that times 50. I don't know how this one gets a pass. I don't get how that gets a pass. He is supposed to represent the state of Texas. You would think, as an American politician, you would be prioritizing the interests of the nation that you're representing. But instead, he is openly saying that he got into this for the sole reason of supporting a foreign nation here. Now, again, I'm not the most politically savvy guy on the planet. I'm a fucking Neanderthal. I get that. I am a Cro-Magnon man when it comes to this. But I just don't understand. I cannot wrap my head around how people will support that. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. He's also never there anytime Texas needs him, like in the event of, like, tragedies and shit, like with the flood, the freeze from quite a few years back. He always seems to be on vacation. Like, it's just... I'll stop harping on Ted Cruz in particular. I'm just fucking blabbering here. It's 4 a.m. Obviously, it's another insomnia-fueled evening. So
okay. Next one. Let's see. Okay, so that was okay. That was pretty good. Brainwashing situation is crazy. This one is more focused on Trump.
I remember growing up thinking that brainwashing and mind control was just something you see in comic books and cartoons. But now I know it's a very real thing that you can see happening daily in this country. Now, the big thing I want to talk about...
I will never apologize to this guy. Every statement I made about this guy was true and real at the time it was made. There's no apology necessary. He's changing now. I like seeing this content. I like seeing this.
I'm going to talk about a lot here. There's going to be a bunch of blabber in here and drool coming out of my mouth as I'm spitting because I'm about to be getting pretty passionate. The big focus is on the huge crypto collapse from yesterday. And the very suspicious, very lucky trader who was able to cash out $190 million off of it because they were shorting Bitcoin and Ethereum a day before and all the way up until a minute before Trump's Truth Social post announcing the massive tariffs on China, which crashed the entire market. And then 30 minutes later, they cash out $190 million. It seems like they might have known something, but that can't be, right? That would be corruption. And this administration doesn't engage in that kind of nefarious activity, except for all the previous times that this exact same thing has happened with Trump announcing things on Truth Social that people close to him that suckle his fucking teeth.
Wait, yeah, dude, what is the deal with his nostrils? Why is one so much bigger than the other? What the hell? Dude, why did you point that out?
Knowledge on because they're able to cash out millions upon millions of dollars because of his rinse and repeat cycle of threatening tariffs, backing off tariffs, postponing tariffs, just fluctuating the market up and down. Yet people in his inner circle must be privy to this knowledge because they are making absolute bullseye trades based on that before it becomes public. So this isn't really anything new. It's just the most egregious instance because you can literally see it. This account opens and starts shorting Bitcoin and Ethereum a day before this announcement, and then a minute before the Truth Social post goes live. Like, it's unbelievable. And if you're a MAGA cultist, it actually is unbelievable. They refuse to believe it. They refuse to accept the very real reality.
He's just talking, he's calling MAGA cultists. This is epic. He's talking sense. This guy's talking sense. This guy's talking my language.
That they are getting fucking hosed. Trump and Trump's family's net worth has exploded since becoming president. How do you defend that? Well, I'll tell you how. Because they say Trump is such a benevolent saint, he actually doesn't even keep his salary from being president. Wow, that's how much he cares about the American people. You fucking delusional homunculus. The presidential salary is actual peanuts. It's literal fucking used condoms in the grand scheme of how much money him and his family are making throughout his presidency. When he was being fucking sworn in, he was still launching up to 168 new products. And that doesn't even include things like his cologne that he launched, you know, the fucking Trump Gooch galore smell, the Trump watches, the Trump phone and shit like that. So that has only increased the amount of things that he is hawking to the American people to buy.
The products are crazy. What was the one that was the other day? So I saw someone linked an ad or some shit in my Discord. Oh, I can't see it. I can't see it. Oh, wait, was it the watches? Yeah, Trump watches commercials are running regularly on Newsmax. It was this tweet. It was this shit.
Hello, everyone. It's President Donald J. Trump, and it's Trump time. Check out this red beauty. It's one of my new watches. Wear it proudly on your wrist, and everyone will know.
Right, it's like phoned in as well. It's the most phoned in ad read ever.
Who it represents. It's really
going to be Fight collection, dude. What?
Check out this red beauty. It's one of my new watches. Wear it proudly on your wrist, and everyone will know exactly what it's for, who it represents. It's really going to be something special. It's for your favorite president. Get your watch today at gettrumpwatches.com. Please make a great gift. It's Trump time.
It's Trump time.
Hello, everyone.
Dude. Oh my god, that's crazy. Dude, he's robbing these people blind. Holy fuck.
Rich himself and his family, his fucking meme coin and all of that. His family is going ballistic in terms of how much money they are making off of his presidency. They're not even hiding it. They are just constantly making money off of you as you suffer and get less and less money. They get more and more. They are taking the pizza and not even leaving you bits and pieces, morsels of the crust. It's sad, and yet people love it. They will accept it with a fucking smile on their face and say, please, give me some more. I've got more holes for you to fill. Please, come in here. I'm waiting. It's just absurd.
Lex, dude. Anyone notice Crowder has started aggressively running adverts to Change My Mind, where it subtly shows all the years he's been doing it? People thinking Charlie Kirk made it is really fucking him up. It's such a true observation. And dude, the comments. I don't know how many people saw this. The comments when I uploaded that video, man. I posted this. Steven Crowder shamelessly copies Charlie Kirk's Change My Mind. It says on the thumbnail, he stole Kirk's show.
Bro, doesn't this guy claim to be a Christian?
I literally explained within the first 2 minutes. I explained the whole thing within the first 2 minutes of this video. But all of the comments. It's supposed to be a joke, right? Okay, well, that's how quick when you Crowder was closeted. He simply said, game, recognized game. That's fucking Don CK. No way you made this video, bro, lol. Crowder did this way before Charlie Kirk ever even got popular. Try again, liar. Give your balls a tug. Charlie ran with it after Crowder. Edgar says I got baited. Is Kuihman trolling, or was he like 9 when Steven started the Change My Mind thing? Crowder did it first. I swear you internet people don't do any research. Pretty sure Crowder started this format. Diabolical. Okay, that's not relevant. I'm just reading that comments now. Where are they? Steven made Change My Mind. Let people run with it. Nice fuck up and now unrecommended. Enjoy the Dead Tube channel. I thought change. Oh yeah, that guy's joking. Never mind. Wait, where are the others? There's a few that aren't relevant, but so many of them were. Pretty sure you're massively incorrect. Crowd it first. You literally have no idea what you're talking about. Only had to drop a dislike for spreading misinfo. Oh, it's so obvious you didn't do your due diligence here. Crowder again, this sort of debate/dialogue at college campuses. I mean, there's video evidence and documentation to prove your statement is absolutely false. This is my issue with the left media and creators. You're absolutely unreliable, and more than that, you lie. You don't base your commentary on reality, but you distort the truth to fit your bias. It's delusional. If you don't have enough intel, like, Crowder was first, you liar. Steven started Change My Mind in 2017 with abortion debates on college campuses. This predates any of Kirk's prove me wrong debates on college campuses. It's like legit, it was like so many of them. And then there are literally comments where I'm like, no, you're wrong. And they argue back. Look, he actually took the format from Charlie Kirk. Took what from Charlie? Where have you been the last 10 years? Under a rock? No, he didn't. Charlie got it from Steven. How old are you? It's not Kirk in the constantly regurgitated meme. Crowder did it first. It is Kirk. Do your research. I have. You don't understand the term research, apparently. Crying, laughing face. Crowder was doing this back in the day, back in the Alex Jones days. Kirk wasn't even a thing yet, clown emoji. No, Charlie Kirk was doing Change My Mind since 2012. Someone needs to change your diaper. That may be the case, but you can't deny the fact that Charlie started TPUSA in 2012. Or, oh, wait, there's someone lying and trying to back me up. It was just endlessly. It was just endless. I couldn't believe it. So you watch like 2 minutes of the video, it's all explained. Like, it literally isn't even 2 minutes before I explain it. So crazy.
They don't even stick to a single belief anymore. Like the Epstein files, I know I have made a lot of content on in the past, so I'm not going to regurgitate that. But the Epstein files are a really good example of how they really cared about the Epstein files, and they were really upset at the failure of Joe Biden to release them in that administration. So they were hyping up Trump about all of his promises to release those Epstein files, which he has still not done, and still actively just like discounts, and the entire administration denying the existence of now. And this same group of people that was so excited for Trump to follow through on that promise is now like, oh, he didn't break any promises. In fact, it's just not even important. That's why he's not doing it. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, who cares about the Epstein files? We have so many bigger things to worry about.
Really? You're still talking about that?
Like,
really?
what the next product we're going to have to buy from Trump is. Like, they're just now saying, it doesn't matter. We don't care. We actually don't want this information. Actually, I believe everything they're saying now. Yeah, it definitely doesn't exist. Yeah, actually, Maxwell's probably innocent, too. But, again, I've already talked about that a lot. Let's talk about some other stuff. The COVID vaccine. Trump just got a COVID booster. Not a conspiracy. Just out in the open, signed, documented, stamped. It is legitimate. Trump just got a COVID booster. And this administration has constantly played into the MAGA fear of the jab. That was one of the big things with MAGA, is like how this is, you know, contaminating us, poisoning us. They're trying to kill us with the jab. And now Trump just got the vaccine booster, and those same people like Gunther Dickelman are now applauding him for it, sucking a fucking fart out of his butt for it, giving him a full rim job like, yes, the president's healthy, this is great news. Meanwhile, only a few months ago, a big talking point from him and so many others is the COVID vaccine and the evil of it. But now that Trump got the vaccine booster, well, now they love it. Well, now it's great. Actually, Trump probably got the vaccine booster because he's going to immediately give all of us herd immunity. He is using himself as a selfless sacrifice with the jab, so that way his aura of being immune to COVID will help infiltrate all of us via osmosis. So now we're all immune to COVID thanks to Trump getting the COVID vaccine booster. Or some crazy shit, maybe. That one I'm just spitballing, but I'm trying to find ways.
Dude, the medbed shit is literally crazy. I don't know if we covered this on YouTube, did we? We'll do this here and just pad out this segment with it.
Every American will soon receive their own medbed card. With it.
So Trump posted this on Truth. He posted this AI video on Truth Social. Basically, there's this whole conspiracy about how it's part of QAnon. It's part of the QAnon law that there are these med beds, these like medical bay beds that the government has that have been made, that exist, but they don't let the public use them. Only the rich and powerful get to use the med beds. So there was this AI video that someone made where it's Trump announcing that everyone's getting med beds now, and Trump himself posted it and then deleted it like a minute later.
Every American will soon receive their own medbed card. With it, you'll have guaranteed access to our new hospitals.
This is the video that Donald Trump briefly posted that hyped up a fantastical new medical technology, only to delete it hours later. The clip claimed that every American would soon get a medbed card, giving access to futuristic healing pods said to cure any disease and even regrow limbs. But the video wasn't real, and neither are the medbeds. Styled like a Fox News segment hosted by his own daughter-in-law, Lara Trump, it declared that Trump had launched the nation's first medbed hospitals.
Donald J. Trump has announced a historic new healthcare system, the launch of America's first medbed hospitals and a national medbed card for every citizen.
Fox News confirmed that the segment never aired, and by Sunday morning, the post was gone, deleted without an explanation from the White House as to why Trump shared it. So are medbeds real? No, medbeds are pure conspiracy fiction. The idea, popular in QAnon circles, claims that the U.S. government secretly...
Wait, Fox made a statement that it was... Dude. How much... Dude, do you think Fox threatened to sue him? Do you think Murdoch or some shit fucking threatened to sue Trump in the background? And so he fucking deleted it. I genuinely wonder. Because surely that would be like misappropriation of brand, or whatever that's called. Whenever you... Like, you can't do fake adverts, right? You can't do fake adverts.
Controls alien-inspired pods that can heal any illness, regenerate organs, or even keep long-dead figures alive. One bizarre belief, reported by the Daily Beast, is that former President John F. Kennedy was being kept alive on a medbed. However, this is also false.
No, that's false, really. I saw what happened to that guy's head. We all saw what happened to this guy's head. He's been kept alive on a medbed?
In fact, experts say that there's zero evidence that the technology even exists. Some companies exploit the myth by selling expensive gadgets they hint are medbed-like. Tesla Biohealing, for instance, markets a 20,000 medbed generator, essentially a metal canister for under a mattress. Yet again, however, this bogus gadget is useless, and the manufacturer even admits that it can diagnose or cure diseases. Online, New Age and holistic communities market and sell more rudimentary forms of medbed technology. The sellers frequently make questionable and unsubstantiated claims regarding the products that they offer. These include healing mats, which are bed topper gadgets perfectly equipped with magnetic and infrared technology. Once again, these claims are a lie, and customers reported to the FDA that the devices do absolutely nothing. The origin of these so-called medbeds originates from the UFO craze that swept America after World War II. Some people began claiming the US government had recovered alien spacecraft and copied their technology to create advanced healing machines. The rumors said officials were hiding these cures and only letting powerful elites use them, a claim which as of yet, unproven. That idea has fed into the broader belief that the government keeps secrets about UFOs. There might be extraterrestrial life, but there certainly aren't any miracle medbeds.
That's what you would say. Of course, it's what you would say. And there was where's the Korean guy? Where's that Korean fella? There he is.
So President Trump,
Chris Yoon,
just posted something on Truth Social, and
so this guy is like totally brainwashed. This is literally the guy
down, which is a rarity among all of his communication efforts, and it's causing quite a storm among the news and everybody from left to right and all political leanings. So let's talk about it. So obviously the truth itself can no longer be found, but a lot of people are reporting on it. It's been screen captured, and let's take a look exactly at what he first said. So this post is 42 seconds long. He said nothing else except to repost this video that was obviously AI generated, and even if AI confuses you at times, this one is very, very obvious. So let's look at the whole clip.
Breaking now. President Donald J. Trump has announced a historic new healthcare system, the launch of America's first medbed hospitals and a national medbed card for every citizen.
Every American will soon receive their own medbed card. With it, you'll have guaranteed access to our new hospitals led by the top doctors in the nation, equipped with the most advanced technology in the world. These facilities are safe, modern, and designed to restore every citizen to full health and strength. This is the beginning of a new era in American healthcare.
In this first phase, only a limited number of medbed cards will be released. Registration details will be announced very soon.
So obviously the post here is about some conspiracy type theory about medical beds that have some kind of power, where I think the idea is that it vibrates certain frequencies and it heals you in some like fashion, some automated fashion. And it's not far-fetched in the idea of it being within the realm of possibility. But the issue here is this actually existing now? Does it actually have some kind of operational ability in some fashion? So of course, the first thought that a lot of people have is this some kind of disclosure, a pre or foreshadowing of certain black projects, DARPA level type stuff that already exists. And so it's getting people to really question and say, wow.
So I think you get the idea.
Is the mental gymnastics around it. But the sad reality is they're not even going to bother trying. They're just going to be like Gunther here and just be like the good little NPC drone that's like, anything Trump does is great. Can't wait to swallow more Trump meat. Even though it goes completely against all of the things he was talking about. Like, so many people that were talking about the jab and how evil it is and all of that are now celebrating that Trump got it. It's just so obvious. It's so blatant. Like fucking Cat Turd. I don't think I've seen anything from him on Trump getting the jab here.
Cat
just
Turd
radio
mention.
silence, just crickets. It's just ignore things that make you have to think. That is the cult mentality of MAGA. Anything Trump does is perfect. Anything that makes me think that maybe there's something else there, I shut out. I plug my ears to. It is fucking horrifying. Trump is now building a Qatari Air Force base in Idaho. Trump has accepted a huge $400 million.
This is legit insane. This is so insane.
Turbo superstar jet from Qatar. It's a crazy gift. That's one hell of a donation there. I don't want to toss the B word around too lightly here, the bribe nomenclature, but I mean, definitely smells a little fishy over here with that, especially in regards to what came soon after. He then signed a $5.5 billion deal with Qatar for a Trump golf course. Yippee, that's great for the American people. More Trump wealth that he accumulates here through this deal. And now he is putting a Qatar Air Force base on our homeland soil. America first, right? Yeah, it's really America first thinking right there. Yeah, and then I've already seen the cope about how actually no, this is a joint training procedure. This is something that we do all the time, actually. And I saw JD, My Chemical Romance Vance, talking today about like how it's actually just all fake news and stuff. Even though they have literally verbatim, point blank said exactly what this deal is, and he is just denying that. So not even the administration is in agreement on their talking points right now. It's a fucking mess. And still, people are so brainwashed and mind controlled that they'll just accept it and be like, this is great. This is America first, actually, to put this Qatar Air Force base in Idaho. That's actually exactly what I wanted. And then Trump always finds a way to surprise me with some crazy schizo posting late at night. So his most recent one is the Biden FBI placed 274 agents into the crowd on January 6th. If this is so, which it is, a lot of very good people will be owed big apologies. What a scam! Do something! President DJT. There is so much...
Yeah, enlightened centrists are just coping. Most people who act like that, enlightened centrists, it's like... It's not actually a position they've come to, it's a laziness. They want to sound smart without looking into anything. And then the way to sound smart without looking into anything is just say, well, but really both sides do it, and both sides are bad when you think about it. Because that requires, like, no effort. It requires, like, no effort. You can say it to anything at any time. You can always come up with some example that, like, maybe kind of fits. Like, you know, someone says, for instance, what could be the example? So, like, UK example. Someone says, but, oh, both sides are corrupt. You know, Rachel Reeves dodged stamp duty. And, on the other hand, Boris Johnson and his administration gave preferential contracts to all their friends for PPE during the COVID pandemic that later turned out to be faulty and not up to scratch. And they made off with a bunch of money and now being prosecuted for it. Yeah, you can say both sides are corrupt in that case, but one of those corruptions is like, it's on a completely different plane. It's like not even comparable. But if you want to sound smart without evaluating any of the facts or the implications of it, you can just go, oh, well, both sides bad. It implies that you know a bunch of shit when you may not. You may not have a particularly strong grasp of any of it.
Much wrong with that. I think he forgot to take his suppositories, because holy shit, Trump was president on January 6th. Biden did not control the FBI. But you know what? Let's play ball here and dive into a fucking fever dream, a fantasy. Let's say Joseph Biden set down his ice cream, cracked his knuckles, and assumed direct control of the FBI on January 6th and placed all of these agents in here just as Trump says. Well, why don't you do something about it? You are the president. Who are you asking to do something? God? Batman? Like, who are you trying to call? Who are you trying to summon to do something? You are the president. So if this is real, why aren't you doing anything? This is a classic President DJT maneuver here, the entire administration really, where they're like, all of these crimes from the Democrats, all of these absolutely abhorrent, vile crimes that the Democrats have done. No more playing nice, no more Mr. Nice Guy. We're showing our teeth, we're baring our fangs, and we're gonna get something done about it. And then nothing. It's all just posturing. It's all performative. It is a game, and they are playing you. They are preying upon your gullibility and your inclination to be afraid, to constantly keep you in fear, because when you are afraid and when you are convinced that the other side is doing all of these things to get you, you are so fucking easy to control. You're so malleable. That's why they're playing that shit in the airports now about how, like, the Democrats are Satan and all of that. If you have all of this overwhelming evidence that you claim to have about all of these crimes and all of this shit that the Democrats have done, why have you done nothing? You would be just as guilty in that case. What is the
I wonder if any of the, like, big MAGA retard chills are gonna, like, react to this video. Like, we're gonna see a Nox reaction to any of this? Are we gonna see an Asmongold reaction, a Tectone reaction? Are any of them gonna talk about this? Or do we think they're too pussy to swing at Charlie?
The quote, the only thing it takes for evil to succeed is for good men to do nothing? Well, if you know that all of this evil is happening from the Democrats and you're doing nothing, you're just as guilty. Like, this is so clearly obvious to anyone that's thinking for more than 5 fucking seconds.
Live right now.
And you don't even need to be thinking for 5 seconds to see this new Truth Social stinker here that he squeaked out as anything other than just a sham. Like, this should just be alarming into the mental decline of Trump. He was president on January 6th. He controlled the FBI. Not Biden. Biden was probably out riding his bike to a fucking twisty treat. I don't think he was down there as the puppet master pulling the strings, putting FBI agents in January 6th. It is so crazy, and yet people will just swallow it. They will swallow any shit that Trump feeds them happily, even when they know it's something bad. Like Ted Cruz saying that he got into Congress 13 years ago solely to represent the interests of Israel. He is an American politician who openly states that he is here for Israel. That, again, like I said, feels treasonous to me. And I imagine most people in a different time period would feel the same. But I'm
so glad Charlie is calling, like, treason and shit. That's epic. Can this guy just not be a pussy? This is my appeal to MoistCritikal. Don't be a pussy. Swing at Asmongold. Swing at Asmongold. Swing at Tectone. Swing at Nox. These people have to go. They are the most disgusting, dishonest, reprobate fucking liars with the most disgusting, just depraved positions. Asmongold being a full-throated genocide supporter, genocide in his own terms, supporter. Not even just supports Israel, explicitly stated that he supports genocide of Muslim cultures because they have genocide baked into their culture. His explicit statement. Open, explicit, accelerationist, by his own statement, says himself, I am an accelerationist. I take the most extreme positions because I believe society should be collapsed. I believe society should be collapsed, and that's the only way for things to get better. Asmongold, who believes that many people should not have the right to vote. Asmongold, who believes that some, you know, abstract group of people that he won't name, about 20% of the population should be committed to slave labor to fix all the crime. That guy. We are begging, Penguin Zero. We are begging, Charlie. Now, the issue is, doesn't this fucking loser own companies with him? See, this guy is part of Starforge, which is concerning.
Because of how tribalistic politics has become, if you're a big MAGA enthusiast, Trump supporter, you have to somehow just hand-wave that and support it because that's what you're told you need to do. Even though anyone should be able to hear that and be concerned. Why does Israel have such a huge stranglehold on the American political landscape and such a massive say-so in how American companies do their business? And why do they even have, like, the ability to start making demands about what needs to be censored in regards to their atrocities on American platforms? It would be alarming to everyone if the political sphere wasn't just, I have to support everything from this side no matter what. It is fucking scary. Now, I do want to make a mention of something. It's not all horrible, awful news. There's actually a ceasefire going on right now, and I can only pray that it sticks. With Netanyahu, you never really fucking know. But I can only keep my fingers crossed and pray for the absolute best for the Palestinians and hope that going forward, the people of Gaza will no longer need to fear being massacred by Netanyahu's IDF. Now, I know I said at the beginning of the video, the focus of this was going to be on the crypto collapse and the super lucky guy that happened to make $190 million going against all rational thinking and against all the odds. Truly a miracle. But I couldn't help myself. This is just so preposterous. But now, let's finally dive into the crypto collapse. CoffeeZilla made a video going over this. It's extremely well put together, so I'm going to be showing you some clips of that as we talk about it.
I don't even know what this is. I think this is all legal, kind of. I don't think it should be, as you'll see.
Thing is, even if it wasn't legal, it wouldn't matter. There will be no justice pursued regardless, because I think it's pretty clear that whoever this is, they are part of Trump's inner circle of cronies, and they had this knowledge beforehand, what was coming, and it doesn't take a genius to recognize that imposing these huge tariffs on China was going to have a huge effect on the market. So it was a pretty easy opportunity for them to short with that knowledge in mind and make an unbelievable amount of money. Again, if it is legal, it shouldn't be, like CoffeeZilla says, but even if it isn't legal, it won't matter, because they're not going to do anything about it.
But the question is, what did this guy know? Okay, how did somebody make $190 million while everyone else was losing their shirts yesterday? If you don't know, there was one of the biggest crashes we've ever seen in crypto. And someone came in 24 hours before and started placing shorts against the market. Short is just when you bet that the underlying asset is going to go down in price and you will make money on that. Now, this all started October 9th. At 16:39 GMT time, they start accumulating this Bitcoin short.
So T-minus 24 hours until the rest of the world knows this information about the impending tariffs. They come in with $80 million that they start shorting Bitcoin with. That is not like a gamble or anything. That feels like they knew for sure something was going to happen. That is a crazy amount to come out of nowhere with to short Bitcoin.
Now, the amount is unusual, but that itself is not the unusual part. Then we have Ethereum starts to get shorted at 3:49 GMT. Interesting. $30 million gets deposited.
So, guys, now is a great time to chill, actually. I should chill. 336 people here right now. 37 likes to stream, so much 300 people, and please move the cursor to a thumbs up and clicking it or pressing a thumbs up on the mobile device. That would be hugely appreciated. If you want to take your support one step further, you can donate directly through a Stream Elements link in the pinned chat message. You can also buy a membership to the channel, gift a membership to the channel, gift a whole bunch of memberships randomly throughout the chat, buy a super chat which will highlight a message and read it out on TTS, or buy a super sticker, which is a YouTube image or GIF that'll be highlighted in the chat and I'll describe it to you. You can go to discord.gg/Kuihman, twitter.com/Kuihman, or reddit.com/r/Kuihman. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, guys, hugely important, always be clipping ABC. There's an ABC's guide in the subreddit. And also, guys, post like hell, okay? Very important. Run a Reddit account, run a Twitter account, run a Discord account, run a TikTok account, run an Instagram account. Clip, post, be out there, be militant, be present, okay? There's a clips channel in my Discord now where you can link clips that you post on social media so people can find them. Yeah, just great stuff, guys. Great stuff. Talk your shit, exactly. Be out there talking your shit. They fear you talking your shit.
Into this account, immediately start placing major bets that the market is going to go down. Why is this significant?
Okay, go there.
Well,
Don't joke
because
like that, dude.
at 14:57, this is only a few hours later, like 12 hours later, Trump posts on Truth Social that they are calculating a massive increase on Chinese tariffs.
Zoinks. That's really lucky. This account comes out of nowhere, swinging huge numbers, slinging big-time fucking doubloons here on these shorts, and then shortly after, well, it looks like something might be happening to the market here with these potential tariffs that they're calculating.
Where I think this goes from suspicious to downright diabolical is the fact that at this point, the market dips a little bit because you have these threats of tariffs. But the person does not start closing out their shorts yet.
No, that's not weird. This trader's just got diamond hands. What? He's not going to close out his position based off of just that one tweet there. No, that wouldn't make any sense. He's just got strong paws to really grip onto his positions here.
Which I think is very interesting. If you place this huge short bet and then the president tweets something like this, you would think you would close out your order. But not only do they not do that, not only do they not close out their short, they continue to place short bets against Bitcoin. In fact, this person continues to short Bitcoin all the way up till 2049-23 GMT. Why is that significant, ladies and gentlemen? It's because 2049 is the last short he places, okay? 2050 GMT. A minute later, 1 minute later, Trump announces
that this was just like a galley was coming. Like, it's just, I think...
Okay, I get it. I understand this story anyway. Thank you, Critikal. What an amazing piece of commentary you've given us there. Seriously, thank you, man.
Why do politicians get off the hook? I don't know. But yeah, I agree with this. This has been a problem for years.
Public. So this isn't really anything new. It's just the most egregious instance because you can literally see it. This account opens and starts shorting Bitcoin and Ethereum a day before this announcement, and then a minute before.
It's like somebody you give somebody their your math test, and you're like, okay, copy it, but don't make it look obvious, and they just go one for one. That's it.
The Truth Social post goes live.
Yeah,
like it's unbelievable. And if you're a MAGA cultist, it actually is unbelievable. They refuse to believe it. They refuse to accept the very real reality that they are getting fucking hosed. Trump.
It's very likely that somebody that was involved with Trump's administration made this decision. Or somebody that's privy to knowledge that they shouldn't be aware of.
Now say both sides. Now say both sides.
And I think that there should be an investigation into who did that and making sure that that person never has access to information again.
Now say
and potentially
both sides.
Also criminal charges.
Yeah, you're literally retarded if you think Trump doesn't know and not care.
And this is something that I feel like I've always felt this way. This isn't a Trump MAGA cultist opinion. This is a meta-level problem that's affected politics for years.
And Trump's family's net worth has exploded.
It's not something that's just affected politics for years. It's never been on this scale. Any expert, any reasonable person will tell you this is possibly the most corrupt presidency in history. It's like having a Watergate every fucking week. It's not been an issue like this for years, and it's retarded to pretend that's the case.
When he was being fucking sworn in, he was still launching up to 168 new products. And that doesn't even...
No. While he's in office, he was doing the Trump phone. He did the Trump phone.
Include things like his cologne that he launched.
Yeah, whatever happened with the Trump phone, by the way? Yeah, whatever happened with this? Like, are we going to get those or not? Trump watches? He didn't, his family did? Well, when are they going to do it?
Trump gooch galore smell, the Trump watches, the Trump phone and shit like that. So that has only increased the amount of things that he is hawking to the American people to buy solely to enrich himself and his family. His fucking meme coin and all of that. His family is going...
I think that the meme coin is indefensible. The meme coin was definitely bad. I don't see how anybody can spin it as not being bad. And especially when Melania Trump did the same thing. I mean, really, it was bad. I mean, I don't...
Well, it's almost like it's not something that needs to be like investigated and shit. It's almost like it's a
like this is somebody top of the fucking chain of command. Right? I'd agree with a lot of things he's done, not everything, but a lot of things he's done. Like, for example, the Middle East stuff. I've been glazing him for like the last hour about that, right? But this definitely was a bad decision.
This thing that happened in the last week.
A lot of people have this fixation in their mind that they're allergic to any degree of nuance or complexity to any issue. And I think that this aversion has caused them to delude themselves to a degree that's unhealthy. And so what's happened is that people will always try to come up with excuses for why something bad happens on their side. But the reality is that sometimes people that you agree with can do things that are wrong. And that doesn't mean that the people that you agree with that are doing it are evil, like in all cases. I mean, people are complex. There's good and bad things that people do. But trying to force every single person into being like this black and white cookie cutter thing because you're afraid of dealing with the nuance of the human condition is just simply setting yourself up to fail. It's you're building a web of lies. You're lying.
Dude, that's what it's about. That's what this is about. It's about the nuance of the human condition. It's not about Trump using the office almost exclusively to enrich himself with no fucking regard for anyone else or any policy. No, it's actually about the nuance of the human condition.
Right? So I think that people constantly try to look up for excuses for why their side does something, but when the other side does it, it's bad. And I think this is a massive issue overall. This could all be true. Yeah, it is. It's all or nothing thinking.
In terms of how much money they are making off of his presidency. They're not even hiding it. They are just constantly making money off of you. As you suffer and get less and less money, they get more and more. They are taking the pizza and not even leaving you bits and pieces, morsels of the crust. Yeah. It's sad, and yet people love it. They will accept it with a fucking smile on their face and say, please, give me...
It's very easy to understand why they do that. So this is... Charlie's... I think he probably does understand this, but like a lot of people's misunderstanding, maybe Charlie's, it is actually very easy to understand because you just don't understand what their value system is. A lot of times people perceive hypocrisy because they don't understand the scope of a person's feelings. The fact is that they don't really care whether Trump is a scammer. They don't care whether Trump was cheated on his wife or whether he was some weirdo or some other shit. They don't give a fuck about that. The only thing that they care about is that Trump is able to enact the policies that they want him to enact.
So what policies are those?
Trump is not a person to them. He is a
tool. So what policies?
And I think that another parallel to this is Hassan. The reason why a lot of people don't care about the dog at all is because Hassan represents a value system.
So he's going to explain this, surely. What policies is he enacting?
What his individual behavior is.
Because actually, all MAGA supporters are actually making an enlightened decision where they're deciding not to care about the person and only care about the policies because it's a useful tool. So Asmongold describe to us the policies that Trump is enacting. Other than just posting videos of immigrants getting beaten the fuck out of by ICE, I don't know what Trump's fulfilling that his base want. Unless that's actually the only thing his base want, which, I mean, I do believe that. I do believe that the only thing Trump's base want is to see their opponents mistreated. There isn't any further policy than that. I do believe that. But that's not Asmongold's position as far as I'm aware. So...
is the way that humans perceive things. People will be more than willing to accept a horrible person if that horrible person will do something that they want. And it's really just that simple. And the hypocrisy for this is actually not hypocrisy, it's a lack of perspective. You think that their value system is what they're saying. It's not, and it never was. Their value system is actually about achieving these meta-level goals, and even if they have an imperfect messenger, that's better than having no messenger at all. That's the real reason.
So you're saying they're liars. So you're saying Trump's entire base and
once you
supporters
look at things
are all wretched fucking liars. Oh, right. Right. Makes sense why you support him so much then.
People just perceive it as hypocrisy because they've bought into the lie that it's been about principle to begin with. It was never about principle. This is what I've said before about how by playing the game, you oftentimes lose.
There you go. So Asmongold, literally no principles, doesn't have any principles for evaluating anything, doesn't give a fuck.
I've got more holes for you to fill. Please, come in here.
How's it different than Obama or Biden or Gavin selling a product to make a product sell it right? The point, you can make a million arguments about it, but like I'm talking about I don't care about that. Like that doesn't matter. Like I don't give a shit about that. Like that's not my point. There's a much bigger issue and an idea that I'm talking about here that doesn't have anything to do with any one person. And hopefully people can understand that.
So what are you saying then? No, what are you saying?
More. I've got more holes for you to fill. Please, come in here. I'm waiting.
Thank you for the £2, but yeah.
It's just absurd. They don't even stick to a single belief anymore. Like the Epstein files, I know.
By Kuihman coin, 20% goes to Israeli canine shot collars.
Just take that. But the Epstein files are a really good example of how they really cared about the Epstein files, and they were really upset at the failure of Joe Biden to release them in that administration. So they were hyping up Trump about all of his promises to release those Epstein files, which he has still not done and still actively just like discounts, and the entire administration denying the existence of now.
Right.
And this same group of people that was so excited for Trump to follow through on that promise is now like, oh, he didn't break any promises. In fact, it's just not even important. That's why he's not doing it. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, who cares about the Epstein files? We have so many bigger things to worry about. Like what the next product we're going to have to buy from Trump is.
It's going to be the phone. It's going to be socks, maybe. So the reason why, and this is the reason why it happened. A lot of the people that were pro-Trump were very, very much in favor of releasing the Epstein files. Trump said that the Epstein files weren't there. A lot of people, whenever Joe Biden was president, I think that they weren't really talking about it a lot, too. I think that really people do care about the Epstein files, but what they really care about is being able to weaponize the Epstein files against their political opponents. That's what they really care about. And I know this might be a very, very tough pill to swallow.
Now, everyone knows this is the case.
I don't think people really care about what happened or not. I think a lot of people genuinely don't.
Stating obvious truths. People don't care.
Is still on the radio,
but you're not taking a position.
But you're
not taking a position because you're a fucking pussy.
You have people like Sean Penn that beat the shit out of Madonna. You have
what a
people
disgusting
like Chuck Berry that married like a 14-year-old. You have tons of people that have done all these horrible things, and the public has accepted them to a general extent. This is true, and it's undeniable. And I understand that, you know, again, by me saying this, people might think that it's problematic, but I can come up with a lot more examples if you want. Jerry Seinfeld. You're not saying people love Jerry Seinfeld. He dated
making totally retarded, obvious platitudes. Well, people don't care about the issues. They just want to attack their enemies. Well, no shit, retard. What's your position? You stupid, cowardly, unintelligent, fucking roach. Disgusting piece of shit. Seriously, what? Give a position. Give a position, you disgusting sack of shit.
A tool to weaponize against their political opponents. I think if the Epstein files were theoretically released and Trump wasn't in them, theoretically, then all of the people that were Democrats would not accept them, even if they were real. I'm talking about a hypothetical. If there's a hypothetical that if
Democrats
they were released and Trump was not in the files and not implicated, I think they would not accept them. And I'll even go a step farther. I think that if Biden had released them and Bill Clinton wasn't in them and a number of other key people were not in them that were left-leaning, the Republicans would not accept them either.
Guys, both sides.
And I think that you have to look again. This is what I've said
both
before.
sides,
you
guys.
might
Just
think
keep
that this
saying
is
both sides,
hypocritical.
and maybe people
That's
think you're
because
like
you're not
enlightened.
looking at it from the perspective of where their real values are. The real value is weaponizing this to hurt people that you don't like. And I think that this is what I've said before,
So that's your position,
right?
isn't it?
How do I understand and try to perceive what people think? I think of the lowest, most base,
but that's your position too. That's your position too.
That people could possibly believe. That's why.
But that's you. You are the lowest common denominator, scumfuck, degenerate. And yes, you and all the other MAGA fucking retards do think like that.
It's
everyone else that has fucking sense. We know Asmon. Because it's not a both sides issue.
It's not that people don't listen. It's that people don't want to listen.
Fucking idiot.
That's the reason why. Because I think that people don't want to hear this. It's not...
Everyone knows it to be the case. This guy is so dumb.
I think it's an extremely unpleasant reality.
Did you know people don't really care and they're just using it to protect their enemies? Yes, everyone's been saying that about MAGA for the last 8 fucking years. No shit, you dumb fuck.
They're just now saying it doesn't matter. We don't care. We actually don't want this information. Actually, I believe everything they're saying now. Yeah, it definitely doesn't exist. Yeah, actually, Maxwell's probably innocent too. But again, I've already talked about that a lot. Let's talk about some other stuff. The COVID vaccine. Trump just got a COVID booster. Not a conspiracy. Just out in the open, signed, documented, stamped. It is legitimate. Yes. Trump just got a COVID booster.
He did.
And this administration has constantly played into the MAGA fear.
Dude, someone just said in this chat the booster isn't the vax.
MAGA is like how this is, contaminating us, poisoning us. They're trying to kill us with the jab. And now Trump just got the vaccine booster, and those same people, like Gunther Dickelman, are now applauding him for it, sucking a fucking fart out of his butt for it, giving him a full rim job like, yes, the president's healthy, this is great news. Meanwhile, only a few months ago, a big talking point from him and so many others is the COVID vaccine and the evil of it. But now that Trump got the vaccine booster, well, now they love it. Well, now it's great. Actually, Trump probably got the vaccine booster because he's going to immediately give all of us herd immunity. He is using himself as a selfless sacrifice with the jab, so that way his aura of being immune to COVID will help infiltrate all of us via...
I think that the COVID vaccine controversy
was not really
about the vaccine
over
itself. I think that the real controversy was about the fact that you couldn't question it, and it was semi-mandatory for a lot of different reasons.
So why does RFK still talk about it? So why does RFK still go on it? You fucking idiot, lying sack of shit.
I think that's really what happened. And so basically, whenever you had to get a vaccine, like there is a very, very strong line, and I think that people find it to be very uncomfortable whenever there is compelled medical behavior. Like, you have to take this medical thing. And I think that really...
I can't show the chat, no. So remember, guys, Asmongold has already told you that he doesn't have any principles and that this is all just about hurting people he dislikes. So, literally can disregard everything he's saying.
It's happened for a year. A lot of other vaccines, these have been out for a very, very long time. And so people have a lot more...
I actually don't care about this anymore. I don't care about Asmongold's reaction. It's fucking unbearable. He's trying his best to fence it so he doesn't piss off Charlie's audience or Charlie. It's disgusting. Let's watch TactikalTemplar. Oh, look, this fucking retard's live right now. Oh my god. Oh my god, this fucking idiot's live right now.
Brothers, so we're going to be talking about MoistCritikal latest video called Brainwashing Situation is Crazy. And the reason I want to talk about this is very simple. I don't care that this is a far-left, deranged misinformation hit piece against Trump. I even don't care that MoistCritikal called Trump supporters cultists in...
Well, MoistCritikal, immediately far left. Immediately far left. Let's go. He's far left, guys. MoistCritikal's far left.
In this video. And insulted their intelligence.
High tier
and
stuff,
basically went on this unhinged rant. I don't really care. We've seen this sort of thing for the last 10 years. I don't respect MoistCritikal when it comes to politics, so why would I give a shit? But here's what I do care about. Here's what actually offends me about this video.
You're offended by a MoistCritikal video.
As this video goes live, do you know where Trump is right now? Well, he's on Air Force One. Do you know where he's going? Well, he's currently heading to Israel, specifically to Tel Aviv.
Don't you know that Trump's saving the world right now and you release this video right now, Charlie? Really?
Now, why is he doing that?
Okay,
well, because Trump wants to meet the hostages in person. Oh did I mention that just the other day, Trump signed a peace agreement between Israel and Hamas, that there is a ceasefire in place, and that Israel and Gaza are no longer fighting for the moment?
Dude, my fucking back, bro.
That the so-called genocide is now over? Trump ended the genocide that these people have been bitching about for years. Even though Hamas started it by October 7th. The fact is that right now, there is a ceasefire. Israel is not attacking Hamas. Hamas is not attacking Israel. There is a ceasefire. Oh, and as part of the first step, the hostages are being released. These people that have been in a living hell for the past 2 years, they are seeing freedom for the first time.
Yeah.
To greet them in person, to meet them in person.
Try them in bag muscle.
And what is MoistCritikal video about? It's basically the greatest hits of far-left debunked bullshit propaganda.
I should get a proper chair, shouldn't I?
The typical brain-dead, anti-Trump, dishonest, regurgitated bullshit for the first 12 minutes. And then MoistCritikal does mention the ceasefire for less than 2 minutes in this video, and then goes right back to shitting on Trump.
Okay.
That's my problem with this video. I don't care what MoistCritikal's opinion on Trump is.
You didn't sufficiently fillet Trump for this ceasefire that may not even hold. You didn't immediately, the moment this ceasefire deal was signed, bear in mind Israel's already violated one ceasefire, but the moment this ceasefire was signed, you didn't immediately drop to your knees, stop kissing the fucking ground that Trump walks on. How dare you, Charlie? How dare you? How dare you wait and see how this plays out? How dare you wait and see whether Israel actually stick to their word here and don't just use it as a, you know, way to get their hostages out before they fucking go in and annex the fuck out of it. Like, don't bother waiting at all. Don't bother waiting at all. Just jump to conclusions and praise Trump.
MoistCritikal defense whenever he gets criticism is, I'm not a political commentator. So
not to mention the fact that they're using this to try and avoid any accountability for, like, the fucking horrendous crimes that have been committed over the last few years. Like, it's been immediately used to whitewash Netanyahu, whitewash Trump, whitewash everyone in the fucking Knesset, whitewash even the European leaders, even people like, you know, there should probably be some criticism go around for the UK and France and all this a little bit. And it's being what you just wash it all away, just brush it under the fucking rug immediately. It's so crazy. Yeah, there should be a little bit more fucking criticism and skepticism. No, I'll leave Blair alone for now. No, I think Blair's trying his best. Blair's not in government. Blair's not in government.
Would I take any of his political commentary seriously? He's a joke. He basically regurgitates anything that CoffeeZilla says anyway. And CoffeeZilla is a Trump deranged retard that's been discredited in 1,000 different ways too.
How? Explain that.
So why would I care about that? Well, I care about that because of the timing. We are on the verge of one of the most historic peace deals in my lifetime, where Trump has done something that everyone said was impossible. They said, you can't do this. This is not going to be something that happens. And Trump did it. Trump got it done. Biden wouldn't have been able to get this done. Kamala Harris probably would have made it worse by siding with Hamas. I'm being a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but she was a cackling retard. Donald Trump got peace in Gaza and the Middle East. That should be the first and last thing in this 20-minute video, is going over how unbelievable this is. That people are not going to be dying as a result of this decision. There are people who are going to be able to start rebuilding their lives as a result of this, and my heart is so full for these people. And then I see a video like this filled with hate and malice and misinformation and malevolence. And one of the...
You haven't pointed out any misinformation, anything he said wrong. Where is that, Tactical Templar? Where is that? All you're doing is crying they didn't fillet Trump enough. That's all you've done this whole video.
Things that was really interesting was MoistCritikal went on this rant about how Trump has enriched himself. Him and his family have enriched themselves over this presidency.
That
is just a blatant out-and-out lie. Do you know for the vast majority of Trump's first term, and in fact, during Biden's term, Trump continuously lost value? He lost money. Always.
He lost money in his first presidency, so that means he's not enriching himself now. You didn't contest the point. You haven't contested the point there. Even in your attempt to argue, you have not actually contested the point being made.
Repeatedly. And by the way, this is something that you can go and verify for yourself. I'll just briefly show you Grok. Grok laid it down. 2016.
This is Tactical Templar. This is Tactical Templar. This is the guy Tectone credits with introducing him to religion. Okay.
Inauguration, he was worth $4.5 billion. 2017, early presidency, $3.5 billion. Initial drop of $1 billion post-inauguration due to lost contracts and market reactions. Yeah, basically, people didn't want anything to do with Trump because the media had spent the better part of a year calling him a racist and a bigot and a homophobe, and he's Hitler 2.0. So he lost a lot of contracts. The left was raging.
They were
very upset. Brands didn't want anything to do with Trump because they were afraid that they were going to get burned down or attacked by far-left agitators. Then Trump continues to lose money, and it says $3.1 billion to $2.1 billion. And as you see, as the years go on, he basically just continuously loses money until October 2025. Now, two things happen. One, Trump made True Social. And the revenue that he got from that, the money that he got from that was about $3 billion. It was estimated about $3 billion. And Trump coined. He got a bunch of money. But the idea that Trump had been making money hand over fist during his presidency is a lie.
They are the right dickers. Welcome in.
And by the way, let me just mention something.
Wait. What's this? What's this? 2021, end of first term, 2.3 billion. 2024, pre-second term, 2.3 to 4.3 billion. October 2025, 7.3 billion. You're just glossing over that one, yeah, Templar. We're just glossing over that last little entry there, where it suddenly shoots up to 7.3 billion. We're glossing over that one. I already thanked Dickers for the raid. But thank you for coming and pointing out this Dickers raid, guys. Thank you.
See, is a lie. It is an out-and-out lie. And by the way, let me just mention something, Charlie, because you omitted it in your video because you were too busy ranting about Trump. Trump was nearly assassinated twice. 3 times, actually. Trump had, New York, Florida, all of these different broken, criminal, corrupt, left-wing DAs and judges going after him as he was trying to run for president. He was investigated by the FBI.
Okay.
They made up charges for him.
How is it corrupt? Explain that one.
One of the most clear-cut cases of lawfare that I've ever seen.
Okay, how is it? Explain that then. Can you lay it out for me? How was it lawfare?
Man went through absolute hell to get where he is. You don't think there was an easier way for him to make money, you fucking greasy imbecile? You low IQ.
Wait. You think there's not an easier way to make money than insider trading? I feel like insider trading is literally the easiest way to make money, no? That sounds like literally as easy as it gets. I know we're going to crash this market. I'm going to short this market. Release policy. Market crashes. Sell your short bet. That seems like the easiest way to make money in the fucking world. No? Am I crazy?
Shut-in germaphobe freak.
Asmongold fan, by the way. Asmongold and TactikalTemplar fan. Call him MoistCritikal. A shut-in germaphobe freak.
You don't think there would be an easier way to make money? And your biggest point of contention is that Trump sells merchandise that you particularly don't like? Don't you sell soap, Charlie?
Dude, it's so funny. This guy's like top Asmongold and TactikalTemplar dick rider. Asmongold's selling him out live right now. Saying you're a delusion, you're lying. You're a liar. You're a liar with no principles who is just using this as an opportunity to attack your enemies. You've been sold out, bro. You've been sold out.
Don't you sell like cheeky soap and you're going to berate Trump because he sells cologne? Like, Trump sells cologne and hats and towels and stuff from like
and meme coins.
His days working
in
the
pumping
field
up
of the
meme
resort.
coins.
Like, you're really going to get pissed about that? He's selling Trump towels and Trump watches and stuff. You sell cheeky soap. What do you know about comic books, Charlie? You decided to release a comic book, Godfist. What the fuck do you know about comic books? You've never made a comic book before.
Well, okay, good thing it doesn't matter because Charlie is a YouTuber, which is totally normal for a YouTuber to use their platform to sell mid-tier products or less than, subpar products. Now, it's slightly different when the president uses his office to sell products. That's slightly different, actually. That's actually kind of like a conflict of interest, an issue of corruption. That's not great, really, is it?
But you had the money, and you said, this is what I want to do, and then you did it. But you're going to berate Trump for that.
Yes, because he's the president. Yes.
Why are we talking about this bullshit that's been debunked 1,000 times?
See, it's typically been illegal.
Talking about Trump's historic and monumental achievement. Trump was able to bring peace to the Middle East. And yet we're sitting here talking about how Trump fans are cultists because they don't agree with me. They don't agree with me. Hey guys, MoistCritikal here, man. Can you believe that these Trump supporters...
It's because they don't agree with him, not because of the very clear reasons that he laid out that you're now demonstrating. That you're now demonstrating that you will defend any amount of corruption with a smile on your face.
Are cultists because they don't agree with me about Trump. Now let me tell you all the misinformation and bullshit that I heard from CoffeeZilla.
You haven't demonstrated this misinfo at all.
Idea. Charlie, this
that she's done nothing to demonstrate it.
It was absolutely pathetic. It was beneath you to make. And honestly, I don't know if you got the DM from Hassan. I don't know if it was because you watched CoffeeZilla's video and you were just so angry. You got, oh God, Trump is so bad. He's selling merch just like me, but what he does, it's bad.
Dude,
I don't know what
there's no way you're comparing the response. You're actually repeatedly. You think this is like a good point to compare the responsibilities of a YouTuber to the responsibilities of the president. You're saying this repeatedly, like you think it's a good point. Yeah. It's fine for a YouTuber to use their position to sell merch. It's not fine for the president to use his position to sell merch. Yeah.
Could not be worse. Because Trump is currently on his way to stop a genocide, as you put it. You call Benjamin Netanyahu a genocidal freak. Right now, the Palestinians and the Israelis are cheering Donald Trump. They're so happy that he ended this. But apparently you're not happy. Dude. You're mad. You're very mad at him. Why? He sold cologne.
Drop to your knees and praise Trump. Drop to your knees and praise Ziodon.
No, of course you don't. Of course you have no evidence that Trump was calling his friends, all right, guys, all right, look, I'm going to be raising the tariffs on China. I'm going to be raising the tariffs on China. So short the stocks. It's just fucking ridiculous.
So how did they know? So how did they know?
Trump is a phenomenal president. He's so much better than Biden that honestly, it hurts my brain to think that we elected that corpse into office.
Biden was better as a corpse than Trump is alive.
And make a video.
It's crazy.
That is so pathetic, so dishonest.
They could literally, they could go get Biden right now. He's probably in a fucking hospice, pancreatic cancer or whatever at the moment. Biden would do a better job right now than Trump.
So riddled with misinformation on the precipice of this incredible moment. And for you to take 11 minutes to vent your fucking nonsense and then just put in like a minute of, oh yeah, oh again, there's a ceasefire, and then back to shitting on Trump. This whole video should have been about the ceasefire and how amazing it is.
Wow.
Lives are going...
you didn't fillet Trump immediately for this ceasefire that may not hold. It's hugely preferable to the Israelis. That, yeah, every fucking issue with it. So, but immediately drop to your knees. Immediately drop to your knees and say Ziodon is the most amazing peacemaker of all time. Thank you, Jake, for joining for the membership. Hugely appreciate it. Thank you. It's absurd. It's fucking absurd. Like, the guy has backed, like, infinite Palestinian death for the entire time he's been in office. The guy moved the fucking embassy to fucking Jerusalem and all this shit back in his first term. Is that totally... The guy is the most zogged out guy on the fucking planet. But no, the moment he's like, okay, maybe take your knee off the Palestinians' neck for a bit. It's like, oh, praise Ziodon, praise Ziodon, praise Ziodon, savior of Gaza. The fuck are you talking about, bro?
Going to be saved. Charlie, is it that you don't think that Trump deserves the credit? Because Benjamin Netanyahu himself said that Trump deserves a Nobel Peace Prize for this. Everyone involved.
Well, if Netanyahu said Trump deserves a Nobel Peace Prize, then who better to judge? Who better to judge the recipient of a Nobel Peace Prize than Benjamin Netanyahu, Prime Minister of Israel?
Has said that Trump was instrumental in this. So I don't know what your malfunction is. I don't know why you are so brain broken about Trump. Everything that you brought up is either half-truths, misinformation, or just out-and-out propaganda.
Again, he literally can't even contest a single point in the video. It's so pathetic, dude. This guy's such a loser. It's so crazy.
You need to get better information if you're going to be talking about politics, brother. It's not good enough that you just went and saw something that CoffeeZilla said, because all I had to do was go to Grok, and it's abundantly clear that you're full of shit.
Dude, it literally, his own Grok search disproved his point. Where are we at? 12 minutes? So he says, Trump doesn't enrich himself. Look, he lost money in his presidency. Only goes over the first term. 2024, pre-second term, 2.3 billion to 4.3 billion net worth. October 2025, mid-second term, 7.3 billion. Just doesn't address that at all. Totally skips over that. Really awesome stuff.
Trump did not make all this money during his first term. Man, he was so rich. Oh, man, he like quadrupled the money he made in his first term. No, he didn't. He lost money every single year. Because the left is an unhinged, deranged terrorist group.
He's also like a terrible businessman. There's also the fact he's like a terrible businessman and he's like gone bankrupt numerous times in his history. Have you said that might have played a part in it? And that simply now in his second term, there's no one around him to check anything or hold him accountable in any way. He's just now able to engage in like infinite insider trading and insane corrupt deals, like getting a massive jet from Qatar. You know? Now he's just able to like completely exploit the office in totally illegal ways, and no one gives a fuck, and no one will stop him. So now he's making money. He sure has nothing to do with that.
That masquerades as a political party and made Trump's brand toxic because they would attack anyone that did business with him. Anyway,
thank you for $2.
Brothers, I'm not going to take much more of your time, but I'm honestly disappointed in MoistCritikal. And by the way, let me end on something positive, okay? Let me end on something positive about MoistCritikal. This was a pretty harsh video towards Moist. And I don't like Moist. I don't think he's a particularly good person. I think that he puts on a facade. But a lot of his left-wing policies lead to making immoral and absolutely indefensible policy positions that he would be okay with. He affirms the LGBTQ. He affirms the transitioning of kids, even though he walked that back. That's initially what was on his brain, that would be perfectly fine. Which I don't think that transitioning people at all is okay. I think that is a form of mental illness that should be treated with compassion, but it should be regarded as mental illness, not affirmed. You wouldn't say, oh, well, you're 18, so your schizophrenia is totally normal, and we're going to affirm, yes, that is a snake that's breathing fire in front of you. No, absolutely fucking not. But what I will say is I do admire the fact that MoistCritikal...
These Asmongold clones have the same energy and IQ as the skeptic community from 2016. Just a bunch of videos not engaging with A-Point or anyone outside the bubble. Yeah, I mean, this guy is like through and through, like, this is like a skeptic channel. This is the only guy still mentally disabled enough to be doing a skeptic channel in 2025. Pretty awesome, pretty awesome.
Is slightly different than other content creators in that he was willing to criticize Hassan for Hassan shocking his dog, which, by the way, let me play real quick just to refresh your memory in case some of you hadn't seen the clip. I don't know how. But Hassan did shock his dog live on stream.
Of all of America's much more consequential...
Trump lost 20% of his net worth a year before taking office. The change in that trend was him enriching himself. Even if he continued to lose money, he lost less. Yeah, obviously the total net worth doesn't mean he's not enriching himself using the office, because he could be losing money from other businesses or whatever while gaining a huge amount from the office. So...
violence.
But I'm just engaging with Templar's point as he presented it.
Reason as to why America, Kaya, please just fucking go, just stop.
Is this real? Are we doing more? Yeah, I'm not doing more dog discourse. I literally don't care.
He doesn't have the stomach.
Wow. Someone dropped his dog. Boo-hoo.
You know, I'm just watching it backstage.
He's another in a long line of...
Okay, this guy's a total queer. I can't bother to watch stream either. All right. Anything new on Asmongold?
Almost all mainstream media and also almost all media in general. That's why people use clickbait. That's why people talk about extreme issues. It's because it's something that is, it's enticing to people. People want to be, the best thing that can happen for a media company is a tragedy. Because a tragedy allows everybody to talk about the issue.
I think there's been some funny stuff happening. We need to wind this back a minute.
Leverage explicitly at Trump, because again, this deal had gone through approval.
Wait, so okay. He's trying to defend the Qatari airbase thing.
Lies. You're lying to yourself. You're lying.
Oh my God, please. Oh my God.
When they happen, and then call out.
Well, all right. We're gonna have to see that one, huh? When was this filmed? Last year, apparently.
And then call.
Is what it is, right? Where's the president of Canada? And well, huh?
Okay, this isn't relevant.
This is some other have to, right? But I think that they'll do.
He was was Asmongold really upset about that Solian Nath guy getting banned from Twitter? Wasn't he banned because he kept posting about how he wanted to rape his little sister or something.
And I think that you have to look again. This is what I've said before. You might think that this is hypocritical. That's because you're not looking at it from the perspective of where their real values are. The
Thank you
real
for the
value.
$5, Jake Johnny.
The NPC Moist, and Moist is the NPC Human.
Thank you, thank you.
Really about the vaccine itself. I think that the real controversy was about the fact that you couldn't question it. The election. Now, I don't know necessarily if I'm remembering correctly, but I remember hearing things like fucking get him to polio one. What are we talking about? Of course.
He was talking about, like, so many people that were talking about the jab and how evil it is and all of that are now celebrating that Trump got it. That's just, it's just so obvious. It's so blatant. Like fucking cat turd. I don't think I've seen anything from him on Trump getting the jab here. Just radio silence, just crickets. Yeah. It's just ignore things that make you have to think. That is the cult mentality of MAGA. Anything Trump does is perfect. Anything that makes me think that maybe there's something else there, I shut out. I plug my ears to. It is fucking horrifying.
I think that this is true, and I think that this is a massive issue, but I don't think that Trump has a monopoly on cult behavior. I think that you can look at especially the way that a lot of the Free Palestine people reacted to the peace agreement and the ceasefire with Gaza as the opposite. How is it that you can protest and fight and complain and get mad about this for 2 years, but, you know, actions are taken? And again, keep in mind, I'm not happy about this. Israelis are happy about this. Israelis are dancing about this. Palestinians are dancing about this. They're the ones that are happy. So shouldn't you at least be happy that they're happy? Well, I don't hear any of that. So I think this cult behavior is, nobody has a monopoly on cult behavior. That's my point that I'm making.
Is now building a Qatari Air Force base in Idaho.
Sorry, I have
Trump has
2 seconds. What happened?
A huge $400 million
It's dancing Israelis.
turbo superstar jet from Qatar.
He has.
It's a crazy gift. That's one hell of a donation.
It's a nice one, huh?
In there. I don't want to toss the B word around too lightly here, the bribe nomenclature, but I mean, definitely smells a little fishy over here with that, especially in regards to what came soon after. He then signed a $5.5 billion deal with Qatar for a Trump golf course. Yippee, that's great for the American.
That's right. That's right. This is what's going to happen. Absolutely. Well, we'll go.
Trump wealth
we'll
that
wait
he
for the
accumulates
base
here through this deal, and now
I don't know about this.
He is putting a Qatar Air Force base on our homeland soil.
So that's not really the entire thing, but
right,
I can see why Charlie would be confused by this because their messaging, like Pete Hegseth's messaging about this, and also JD Vance's messaging about this, was contradictory and it was confusing to people, and they should have done a better job with this, to be fair. But what happened really is that there was a deal that Trump finalized, or not Trump finalized, but Trump approved in 2017. And this deal was it was like the workings of this deal were beginning in 2016 with the Obama administration. This is where we were selling, I think it was 36 F-15 jets to Qatar for like $12 billion, something like this. And you can see it's like each one's like $30 million, right? It's a lot of money. Well, with a lot of really expensive things, it's very common that you're also sold a training program for those things. And this deal, and the point that I'm making with the deal is this deal has gone through 3 separate presidencies. It was initially floated by the Obama presidency. It was then, approved by the Trump presidency. It was then pretty much continued by the Biden presidency, and it was finalized again by the Trump presidency. So this really isn't a Donald Trump, like Donald Trump does not own this issue. It's just simply something that's been going on for a very long period of time. This is the same thing. Whenever you sell those jets, a lot of people come here and they're trained also to use the jets. This is part of the sales.
Wait, what's this? Eric Swalwell, I don't even know who that is, said that 100 congressional representatives are ready to jump ship if the discharge petition regarding the Epstein vote is passed when the House gets back. What does that mean? Can you say that in other words, please? Yeah, Jimberly, I don't know why Jimberly had said something in chat and I asked him to explain, he doesn't explain. If this fucking retard isn't listening to the stream, but is typing in chat, I'd be next, frankly. Also, I'm trying to figure out what this Qatari thing is. You didn't literally just explain. Oh, I had top chat on because my chat died a minute ago. It means if they force a vote on the Epstein files, 100 Republicans will vote for the release. Okay, got you. Okay. I think I figured it out. Okay, Asmongold is like totally wrong or lying. So yes, Obama did sell F-15s to Qatar. Yes, training is part of that. However, this new deal, while it in part fulfills those obligations as part of the F-15 sale for US-based training, it's actually a new distinct deal that far increases the scope. So this is not simply an extension or making good on the commitments of the Obama deal to sell F-15s to Qatar. That is not the case. It is a new distinct deal that, while there have been talks about deals with Qatar and training in the past, this is a new distinct deal.
Package, and they're able to do that. So these people that are Qatari, pilots are going to come to America and be trained here on an American airbase, but they're going to have their own space there in order to be trained. And so that does not mean that Qatar is building an airbase in America. Like the same way that we have bases in other countries, that's not what Qatar is doing. But they're having people trained here in order to use the jets that they bought for $12 billion. I'm fine with that. Yeah, I'm fine with that too. I don't think it's a big deal. Now, you could say it's a Qatar base. Well, you can look it up for yourself. It's a facility, it's not a base. Yeah, you can look it up for yourself. Like, again, you can go back and forth and you can decide this whatever you want, but you just look this up and that's clearly what it is. That changes everything. Maybe y'all should construct an airbase with North Korea and the US.
Literally,
we'll see what happens.
Just like, fucking like, it's so crazy. Yeah.
Right. And anyway, but this has happened in a lot of cases now. And I think that if you want to have a problem and say like, well, Qatar is a funder and a sponsor of terrorism, and because of that, we're not going to do business with them. And we don't think, I don't think we should do business with them at all. That's totally fine for you to think that. But I don't think that's something that you can leverage explicitly at Trump. Because again, this deal had gone through approval effectively through 3 different administrations.
So yeah, that's a lie. That is a lie. That is a lie. That is not true. This is a new distinct
the exact same thing. Well, yeah, but that's all I'm saying. The golf course, though, yeah, sure. You want to complain about that? Will you let you train here if you let us build a golf course? Yeah, I mean that's totally fine. U.S. is an airbase in Iraq. We already do this with Saudi Arabian pilots. Yeah. No, we do it with a lot of other countries too. It's a very common pattern. Like, obviously, whenever we sell people $12 billion worth of jets, we want them to understand how to fly the jets. So they come over here and they learn how to fly the jets. One of the other reasons why is that some of the training tools and training resources are only available in America. Like, obviously, Qatar, the reason why they're buying the jets is because they're not making them, they don't have them. So because they don't have them, they also don't have the training tools in order to train people to use the jets either. So that's the reason. It's been happening for decades. Yes, it has. And you can look this up.
It's just like the craziest fucking gaslighting.
Well, Biden's net worth doubling during his administration? Well, that's what I've said before. Like, and I said this at the beginning of the video, is that this is an existential problem for all political parties. Money being involved in politics is pollution. But I don't think that any group and any person... Nancy Pelosi does not have a monopoly on this.
Oh, my God.
Neither do any of the Republican senators that have made even more money than she has. Neither does Donald Trump. None of them have a monopoly on this. This is a meta-level problem.
No, but there is one administration that is significantly worse than any other administration that has ever held the office, right? There is one that is like worse measurably than any other, right?
Citizens United. Yeah, there's that too. Anyway, let's move on. The Qatar thing is disingenuous. It's a training base on a military base for Qatar. I know that, but that's why I'm explaining it.
America first, right? Yeah, it's really America first thinking right there.
Well,
yeah, and then I've already seen the cope about how actually no, this is a joint training procedure.
Yes,
this is something that we do all the time actually. And I saw JD, My Chemical Romance, Vance talking today about like how it's actually just all fake news and stuff.
Yeah.
Even though they have literally verbatim, point blank said exactly what this deal is, and he is
exactly. And they shouldn't have said it that way. It was a mistake. It was an error in communication. They shouldn't have communicated it that way. It was stupid.
Just denying that. Yes. So not even the administration is in agreement on their talking points.
It was a mistake.
Right
when they just lied, it was a mistake.
And I think that's a fair criticism, to be honest. Like them not being aligned on explaining how Qatar is going to be trained, Qatari pilots are going to be trained here in the United States. I think that's definitely a fair criticism because it's confusing to people and it scares them.
Still, people are so brainwashed and mind controlled that they'll just accept it and be like, this is great. This is America first, actually, to put this Qatar Air Force base in Idaho. That's actually exactly what I wanted. And
if you also want my opinion, I think, like, on a meta-level opinion, I think that more interplay in terms of economics with Middle Eastern countries will be a good thing, in the same way that I think that it's been a good thing between America and China, because it lowers the probability of any sort of problematic behavior, because nobody wants to fuck with their money. So, like, even if you take the Qatar thing out of this, I agree with the fundamental idea of it, because I think that peace through trade is a legitimate strategy. Because nobody wants to lose money. What do you know about economics? Nothing. I'm just making it all up.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm just making it up. That's right. That's what I think is going to happen. Yeah. Yeah, that's the reason.
Okay, man. Thank you.
Always finds a way to surprise me with some crazy schizo posting late at night. So his most recent one is the Biden FBI placed 274 agents into the crowd on January 6th. If this is so, which it is, a lot of very good people will be owed big apologies. What a scam! Do something! President DJT. There is so much wrong with that. I think he forgot to take his suppositories, because holy shit, Trump was president on January 6th. Biden did not control the FBI. But you know what? Let's play ball here and dive into a fucking fever dream, a fantasy. Let's say Joseph Biden set down his ice cream, cracked his knuckles, and assumed direct control of the FBI on January 6th and placed all of these agents in there just as Trump says. Well, why don't you do something about it? You are the president. Who are you asking to do something? God? Batman? Like, who are you trying to call? Who are you trying to summon to do?
I think that this is so part of this I agree with, part of it I don't agree with. I agree with the sentiment here is that Trump complains about things too much, and I think this is something that the administration does in general. Instead of complaining, you should be acting. Like, instead of complaining about the governor or the mayor not like approving, like trying to
contentions with Trump here. I think he complains too much. Wow.
For ICE or stop ICE. Why don't you pull them up on the Insurrection Act and arrest them?
Literally the most corrupt president you ever had. Thanks.
That's what I want to see.
Thanks.
Charge them for sedition. Because yeah, I agree with Charlie, but I think in the opposite direction. No. Yeah, they're not doing enough. Like, if it was up to me, these people would be in fucking jail. And so it's about optics. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, Trump won't. Then because of civil war, oh, they're not gonna have a civil war. It's gonna be over in it'd be over in minutes. Don't even tell them it's gonna happen. Do it in one day. And so Trump pardoned them. Well, Trump pardoned some of the January 6 people, and that's complex. But anyway, I think that I do agree with that part. I think that it's very obvious also that whenever you have the government that's like this massive machine, I think this massive machine probably endures and has its own internal politics that sometimes does not align with what the politics of the current administration is. And I think that like probably the most obvious example of this is the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is basically like Biden didn't really get the chance to appoint a lot of justices, whereas Trump in his first term did. Trump stacked the court. And because of the fact that Trump stacked the court, that is one apparatus of the government that is effectively politicized in a way that's beneficial to him. And I think that the same thing is probably also true inside of the CIA. I think that it's true inside of the FBI. I think it's true inside of every apparatus of government.
Based on what?
There is going to be.
So show the evidence that there was no without any evidence. He doesn't need any evidence to support completely corrupt political persecution of government employees or former government employees in Comey's case. It's fucking crazy. Zero evidence, zero case presented. He is just on board with what? Just jailing the opposition.
Its own internal politics. And for me to imagine that the FBI or something like that was like completely in lockstep with the president all the time, I mean, just a very cursory look at the JFK files would prove that to not be true. So I think that in general, the deep state is a legitimate problem, but I don't think that Trump has done even remotely enough to undo the deep state effects. You think there were a large number of federal agents January 6th and inside the crowd with the purpose of making Trump look bad while Trump was the president? Come on, man. Well, I don't know whether there were or not. When did I ever say that? I didn't say that. I don't know all the details. I don't know all the evidence.
I just played with the idea. I just played with the idea. I just sort of entertain ideas for which there is no evidence, you know? So there's no evidence for something. I'm sure that might be the case. I'm sure all the evidence points against it. There's actually nothing substantiated.
So yeah, of course.
something. You are the president. So if this is real, why aren't you doing anything? This is a classic President DJT maneuver here. The entire administration, really, with like all these crimes from the Democrats.
I would easily, like, I mean, could I imagine that they had people come in there? Do I think that the FBI has placed agents in areas in order to foment unrest and cause problems? Yes, I think that they have done that. And the reason why I think they've done that is because I think it serves their goals, because it creates a need for themselves. It's the same reason on a fundamental level why websites keep redesigning themselves every 6 months to a year. It's because the design team doesn't want to get fired. So I think that a lot of people try to create a need for themselves inside of their job. And I don't think the FBI is beyond that. Why do stupid chatters keep putting words in your mouth? It's so fucking annoying. The reason why is because they're programmed by media and they're programmed by other types of controlled...
Dude, why in 2025 do I still have to see these guys' faces? And why is it that they're fucking gay, dude? Dude. Get me out, man. Seriously, get me out.
Propaganda to behave like robots. It's like a Pavlov conditioning where it's like as soon as one person says one thing, then that means that they're saying 5 other things.
Absolutely abhorrent.
That's the reason
crimes that the Democrats have done. No more playing nice. No more Mr. Nice Guy. We're showing our teeth. We're baring our fangs, and we're going to get something done about it.
And lots of Anglophobia in chat right now.
Posturing. It's all...
I totally agree with this. I totally agree. I think that he should go absolutely Old Testament scorched earth on them. And the fact that these people aren't in jail, the fact that they're not being charged for treason, sedition, other types of insane fucking crimes, it makes me so fucking mad. I hate
performative. It is a game, and they are playing you. They are preying upon your gullibility and your inclination to be afraid. To constantly keep you in fear. Because when you are afraid, and when you are convinced that the other side is doing all of these things to get you, you are so fucking easy to control. You're so malleable.
I think this is something that's not, again, you know, how many times have we heard that Trump is a fascist, threat to democracy, he stole the election,
yeah,
Russia
there we go,
interference.
fucking retard. Okay, I'm sick of listening to this fucking moron. Get on the call with Charlie. Get on the call with Charlie. Asmongold. Sneeko one, surely you can. I'm sorry, if you don't know who these guys are, then you're like fucking 10 years too late. You're never gonna give a fuck. You shouldn't give a fuck, and you should just literally ignore it. Let it wash over you. Who? Yeah, if you don't know them, it's not gonna fucking matter to you, is it?
Asman, when it's Mexican and South Korean immigrants, it's an invasion. Deport now. Asman, when it's Qatar military operatives, sure come in. What's up, guys?
Thank you for the $4.99 DK. Thank you. Okay. I'm sick of this fucking retard Asmongold, bro. I'm sick of this guy. I'm fucking sick of this guy. I can't take it anymore.